And then we have Jake the Asshole exposing Eric Dubé, trans agent of Satan, right? And then we have Jeranism and DITRH Baby Truther Show exposed. But
nobody
again,
exposed me. That's
now,
something good.
now you haven't been exposed since what's her name, the redhead.
Yeah, not only did I expose you, I made you guys take down your own show. Now, if you want to say I didn't make you take down your own show, well, then why did you take it down? It seems I was not the only one talking shit in the comments section. It seems your own subs were talking quite a bit of shit, telling you guys that that was the worst stream you have ever done. I saw some of Jaren's own subs saying they are not only unsubbing, but they're canceling their Rockfin subscription. So let's not act like it was all just Jake stirring up trouble. Oh no, I'm just the loudest voice that happened to point out the bullshit going on that stream, Bob.
So the point is, guys, is that it is so out of control, right? And everybody, it seems like all these guys, I don't know if they're butthurt or if they have little man syndrome.
Neither of those things, Bob. I watched the Baby Truther show and I saw the most despicable, terrible live stream I've ever seen with the name Truth attached to it. There's nothing about the truth associated with that terrible stream that you guys did. Furthermore, it is my opinion you guys are creating a PEDO vibe. In my opinion, it looks like you guys are going out of your way to act childish on the Baby Truther stream. Now, I shouldn't say you guys because Bob Knodel was not on the Baby Truther stream, but I do want to say Jaren and DITRH and Kelsey and Alex Stein. They all seem to be acting completely childish. The stream seemed like it was made to lure in children and young teens. And in my opinion, the intro and the logo and the baby stuff, it all just puts off a PEDO vibe. That is my opinion. And later you're going to hear Jaren say that I call him a PEDO, when in actuality, I said his show puts off a PEDO vibe. Let's continue.
Or they're just jealous because one channel gets more subs than the other, or anything like that. But, you know...
No, Bob, not butthurt, not jealousy. I saw you guys putting off a very strange vibe, acting really shilly, pretty much the shilliest stream I've ever seen, and so I called it out. 2 hours later, you guys took down your own stream. Now, let's go ahead and look down below. I see that this Globebusters episode, you guys went ahead and turned off the likes and dislikes so that we can't see how many people approve of this stream. And you titled it Flat Earth, so many proofs. And then you have this section where you decide to come after me. Yes, Flat Earth, so many proofs.
What is happening to our community? This is ridiculous.
There is no community, Bob. The only community that you guys created is a cult. It's a cult community. So when I expose you and call you out, or expose Eric Dubé and call him out, or expose anyone and call him out, it's because I'm exposing actual shills and shitbags. I do not give a flying fuck about your cult community. That is why I expose you as a cult. That is why I call you a cult community. So when I expose you and it causes trouble within your cult, that is your problem, not mine.
I mean, and on such weak evidence, too. You know,
it's not weak evidence. I called out the Baby Truther show. I exposed the Baby Truther show. They took the Baby Truther show down. And the comment section of the Baby Truther show number 29 was nothing but people hating on the show. Even your own subscribers, their own subscribers, hating on the show, thumbing it down into oblivion. So let's not act like I am the only one talking shit about this particular Baby Truther stream.
Somebody might arbitrarily make a hand sign. This is one of the reasons I don't like to go on video. I mean, I don't normally talk with my hands, so it's unlikely that would happen anyway. But God, who knows? Somebody could walk behind me and something could be misconstrued. And, it's like, oh, yeah, proof positive the Globebusters is a shill. Hell, I'm not even on camera and I'm already a shill, I'm a shill for a million different reasons.
Yes, you are a shill for a million different reasons. One of my favorite reasons why I think you're a shill is because you were on the Beyond the Curve documentary and you said that Earth rotates 15 degrees and that you measured it. You actually said on camera in a Flat Earth documentary that you measured the Earth's rotation, bro. You are famous for being a shill, Bob. Yes, you're a shill in a million different ways. Mostly because you went on the biggest Flat Earth hit piece documentary ever and made an absolute ass of yourself. And your entire cult community, which you did purposely.
And it's like, you know what? All I can say is if you want to believe that, if that fits your criteria, any of these fit your criteria for, saying that these people are without a doubt shills and are here to harm the community, then, you just go on your little happy way, right? You can believe it and you do what you feel you need to do about that. But honestly, when I look at this, it looks to me like a bunch of people that are basically, trying to stand on the shoulders of somebody else and, take their place by trying to, cast dirt on somebody else, right?
Yeah, that's not what's going on. I'm my own man doing my own thing, and when I spot shitbags and scumbags and shills acting shilly, I call it out. If you happen to be one of those people, not my problem, your problem, Bob. I'm not trying to take the place of Jaron. You suggesting I want to take the place of Jaron means that I would want to be on the Baby Truther show? No. If I took his place, then I would be Captain Shitbag Shill running a PEDO vibey shitty Baby Truther show. So no, I don't want to replace Jaron. I'm not standing upon his shoulders. I'm exposing him for the shitbag that he is. So the question now becomes, why you going out of your way to do damage control for Jaron, bro? Why are you going out of your way to pretend the Baby Truther show wasn't the biggest piece of shit ever seen? Bob?
It's like, oh, all these guys are shills. I'm the only one that you can trust, right? Because I can expose. It doesn't matter if you can be seen or can't be seen. And honestly, I am so sick of it, guys. I mean, and I want to say something to you. And I'm not saying that I believe that any of these guys are J-Trig. But one thing I will say about this is that J-Trig, and John, you know about J-Trig, one of the J-Trigs is they are the people that basically put agents in a community, in the truth community, and they are the ones that will come in and try and break everybody up by, casting doubt.
No. They put the agents in place such as you with your fake, incorrect, and impossible AE map, and then you guys start a cult. And then a real guy like me who fell for your AE map and fell for all your bullshit and actually used to like you guys, once I figured out that you guys were running a cult and pushing disinformation, I found out you guys were the agents. I went ahead and called it out. And a lot of people see through your bullshit and agree with me. And I didn't trick them into that. I just simply showed them what you guys were doing and exposed you, and they so happened to agree with me. In fact, the more people who see just how shilly you are, the more people who happen to agree with me. Now, that's not because I want to start trouble in your cult community. No, I want to expose your cult community and rid you from the truth movement. I am here to separate the shills from the truth, the garbage and bullshit from the truth. So yes, when people say, he's here to divide and conquer. Yep, I'm dividing truth from bullshit, and I'm here to conquer the shills.
Casting suspicion, all this kind of stuff, to, again, break it all up, set one leader on another, or just one person on another, or whatever. Well, obviously, everybody that I've gone through on all of these are, fairly, prominent members, I would say, of the truth community or flat earth community, whatever. And it's like, and I think that most of these people got that way because they're doing good research and they're putting a lot of good information out there. But then there are other people, like I said, that, for whatever reason, they want to start this division and say, well, you're either with us or you're against us, and it's retarded because
No, it's not retarded. I'm on team good and you're on team evil. If my subs are with me, they stand behind me, they're standing with team good. If people are over there listening to you and buying into your garbage, well, then they're on team evil. I drew a line in the sand and I said I am not going to stand by and let these shills run wild. And if you go over there and listen to their shill show and participate in their shill show, then don't even bother coming over to my channel and participating on Team Good in the truth. There is a very real spiritual battle going on right now. It is evil versus good. Good versus evil. It is a very, very real war that is happening right in front of your very eyes. And Bob here is trying to say there is no spiritual battle. These guys are just butthurt and jealous. They're just trying to stir up division in our community. No, Bob. You are an evil, disgusting scumbag, shitbag shill, and I am exposing you for exactly what you are. And if that bothers you, again, that's your problem.
All of us, even though we may have different ways of exposing this truth and stuff, we're all doing our part to try and expose, the real, true evils of this world. And it is absolutely absurd that we are turning on each other like this. And all this is...
No, we aren't turning on each other. You are a shill, so that's why I expose you. You're a no-good scumbag shill. I have met you in person, Bob Knodel. You are a goddamn piece of shit human being. I've met a lot of these people. I know within my heart that they are absolute evil scumbags, and that's why I find motivation, I find pleasure in exposing these people. It makes me happy to know that I'm getting under fat-ass evil Bob Knodel's skin. I'm making Bob Knodel do damage control in this video. Bob Knodel is doing this whole damage control routine right now because Jake the asshole took down the baby truther stream.
And all this is going to do, guys, is it's going to bring the community down in flames all by itself. And then what has J-Trig done? They have absolutely gotten away with exactly what they want and set everybody against everybody else, right? And again, that is the idea. So frankly, when I see people doing shill calling, I immediately think that, well, that's somebody that's on a mission. It looks like they want to turn everybody against. And again, I'm not saying that that's anybody in here, but that is exactly what these guys are all acting like. And it's retarded. It is so damaging to this community. And honestly, guys, you need to really evaluate people that are doing this, especially with the ridiculous evidence that they're coming out with, and say, are these people really the kind of people that I want to follow? Is this really groundbreaking information? Is this really what I need to know to combat the New World Order and the elite?
Wow. Wow. So what Bob here is saying is if anyone calls anyone a shill, you should disregard these people because they're not really fighting the NWO. Let's take a look at what Bob is defending. Bob is defending a show that I took down called the Baby Truther Show, and this Baby Truther Show number 29 was so god-awful. Let's just take a look at all the ways that they were fighting the NWO. Okay, 20 minutes worth of watching Kelsey do some shuffle dancing and talking about shuffle dancing. Apparently this counts as fighting the NWO. And then we move on to deep inside the rabbit's butthole, laughing at a woman getting beaten. They literally sat and watched a woman get beaten for several minutes while the whole cast made jokes. The most sick jokes being from David Weiss. David Weiss sat there and watched a small white woman get thrown into a television by a former NFL player, a giant black man, who then proceeded to stand over the woman and savagely beat her. They all made jokes about a woman getting beaten. I exposed the fact that they all watched a woman get beaten. I showed the clip of the woman getting beaten, and I exposed the fact they were all sitting there making jokes. I showed David Weiss with a smile on his face, watching a woman get beaten, making terrible jokes such as, poor TV, poor television. So he watched a woman get thrown into a television, and he makes the joke, poor television.
Look at
Up
the
there.
fucking
I see it.
screen. Oh, jeez.
He's on.
That poor television.
He's teaching her how to do be a linebacker.
and the cat.
And then he smiles. Now, I exposed that David Weiss and Jaron and his entire crew are a bunch of shitbags who watched a woman get beaten. Now, ask yourself this, Bob. What part of the Baby Truther stream number 29 is about fighting the NWO? Tell me exactly the moment during the Baby Truther stream number 29 where Jaron or any of his cronies fight the NWO. There is absolutely no fighting of the New World Order going on. There was, let's see, them talking about Kelsey's shuffle dancing and them watching a woman get beaten while they make jokes. Can you point me to the section where they expose the New World Order, Bob?
What do you guys think?
We know Jake Triggs out there. I mean, it's right in the black and white, and there are government agencies out there that are funding people and groups that are put into the truth movement in order to sow dissent and to create vitriol and to create friction. And, I would just say, be careful of it, believe whatever you want to believe, but just don't get sucked into bullshit that is just government agents. That's all I'll say about it.
Oh, gee, thank you, Morguile. Hey, how's your career as a professional e-beggar and drug addict going? In my opinion, when I look at Morguile, he looks like a man who has ravaged his own body with too much methamphetamines and possibly heroin and probably a bunch of prescription pills. This guy is the definition of what a drug addict looks like and acts like. Morguile is always seen begging his subscribers for money. It seems all he does is have strokes of unluckiness. He just is so unlucky. Just happens to have all these unlucky things happen all the time, and he needs your money. So when you look at the fact that the dude looks like he's strung out on meth and shooting smack, and he's a professional e-beggar, why does Bob have a guy like this on his show? There's a question for you. Bob, why do you have a professional e-beggar who appears to be strung out on many drugs on your show?
And Jaron?
No, I just think that people need to stand up and speak on behalf of what's right and what's not, and I don't see it enough. But whatever, I'm not telling other people what they need to do, but been disappointed. I was sick, so I didn't get a chance to see this Jake video, but just in the last few minutes, been kind of looking at it a little bit. I didn't know the whole beginning of it is him basically calling me a pedo, and if anybody's okay with that, I'm a fucking father, for goddamn sake. I will bust that guy's face over my knee the first chance I get. You don't say.
You'll what, Jaron? You'll bust me over your knee first chance you get. So here you have a shill who's been called out, and now he's resorting to threatening me with physical violence because he created what I consider a PEDO vibe on his show. Jaron, it is of my opinion that the intro of the Baby Truther show, the way everyone acts on the Baby Truther show, and the content of the Baby Truther show seems as if it was created to lure in children and young teens and possibly even child predators. So, The mainstream media could easily say that these flat earthers are creating a show which draws in children, and then they're trying to expose the children to crazy conspiracy theories. I could easily see the mainstream media turning this entire thing into a hit piece, and I could see these shills creating this material so the mainstream media can create a hit piece. Do you understand? I busted this stream, and then they took it down. If they were really proud of the content they created, they wouldn't have taken it down. So Jaron here says, I basically called him a PEDO. No, that's not what I did, Jaron. I never said Jaron is a PEDO. I said that the Baby Truther Show is putting off a PEDO vibe. And that is my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, that's your problem. Maybe you shouldn't have a show where you create that vibe, and then I won't have that opinion.
Shit like that. I mean, what is anybody going to ask for his evidence? Is anybody going to say? You can't just say, "Oh, Jaron, because he has dancing babies on his show, means he's a pedo." Like,
that's not what I said. Here you have a shill doing damage control saying that I called him a PEDO because he has dancing babies on his show. I am not trying to slander anyone. I never once said Jaron is for 100% fact a PEDO because he had dancing babies on his show. That is not what I said. I said the childish antics of Jaron and his crew and the childish content within the Baby Truther Show, along with the babies dancing, seems to me to create some sort of a childish vibe that would only attract children, young teens, and possibly even child predators. So if you're creating content that attracts children and child predators, I'm going to call it out if that's how I feel. And the evidence speaks for itself, which is why you took it down off of YouTube and you took it down off of Rockfin. If you stand by your content and there's absolutely nothing about your content that is creating any sort of PEDO vibe whatsoever, then you should still have your content standing. You should be proud of the content you create. I'm proud of the content I create. I'm not the one who had to take down my stream because of these reasons.
To me, for somebody to even think that, like, oh, dancing babies means pedo, is a huge red flag.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a red flag on me because you have cartoon babies in your opening dancing? No, bro, I'm calling out the fact that you have a really shilly, really shady, very strange and uncomfortable stream, and the majority of people who watched it agree with me. Even your own subscribers said that was the worst stream you have ever done. Why don't you put the video back up and let us go read the comments, Jaron? I dare you to put that back up. I dare you to put your own filthy, terrible stream back up and let us all watch it. Why did you take it down if you're so proud of the fucking work you do?
I
I
mean,
think-
it's disgusting. So, I mean, for me, I won't even watch the rest of that video. I'll, block him as I have before. Jake's a piece of shit since he was, since day one, really. He's an asshole. That's what he calls himself, and he goes around and claims things and cries in his car and does all kinds of, whimpering. I mean, if people don't remember when he went away the first time, it was because he was a little crybaby, sack of shit.
I never went away the first time. And any time I do cry, it's because I'm comfortable with myself and the man that I am. I'm very proud of who I am and the narrow path that I walk. So if that's what you're going to bring up is that I got duped by a bunch of agents such as you and Bob and Eric Dubé, yeah. Back in 2015, I thought that AE map and all you guys were legit. By the end of 2017, I found out you guys were full of shit and you were agents. Going into 2018, I was calling you out every chance I get. And you know what? I was right all along. To this day, the year 2021, I'm still busting your ass and handing you your teeth, Jaron. You took down your stream because I exposed it. You took down your stream because you know damn well it's a filthy, pathetic attempt at luring in innocent children and possibly even child predators. And because I exposed it, you and your cockroach shills are scrambling, doing damage control. I got you. I got you. I hit the target.
His car at night crying that these guys fooled me into thinking that the AE map was true, and it's not true. It's been debunked. And we all laughed at him, and he deserves to be laughed at. And
the AE map has been debunked. I have personally debunked it many times. And you know what? I just might have to do another video doing it again. Jaren uses the broken and debunked AE map just as all the shills do. All the shills use the broken and debunked AE map. Globebusters, Jaren, Deep Inside the Rabbit's Butthole, RV Truth, Eric Dubé, you name a shill, they're probably waving the AE map in your face. The broken PSYOP flat earth map that was rolled out for you. This is a cult, a cast of characters who created a cult, and they have a broken and debunked map which they wave at you. Now, I have easily debunked this map many times in many ways, and this guy right here is still doing damage control to this very day because the map that he uses is impossible.
now that I see that he's going around making these kind of accusations and just ridiculous, and I'm seeing some people in the comments too that I know these people in the comments. So, hey, go ahead. If you think you can play both sides, if you think I'm not going to boot you the second I see you in any of my chats, you're not going to let that guy call me a pedo. And this is the problem, is that you guys don't go and call him out for it. You go.
Why would they call me out? They watched your stream. They can go watch my exposing of your stream and see exactly what you did. You laughed and joked at a woman who was getting beaten, Jaren. Why would anyone want to stick up for you? You and your team of cronies watched a white woman get thrown into a television by a giant black man, and then you sat there and made jokes. Don't say you didn't, because I have the proof. It's on my channel. It's called Baby Truther Exposed. Jaren and Dearth Exposed. Right? So let's not act like you didn't sit there and watch a woman get beaten while you and David made your sick jokes. You're a sick man, Jaren, and I proved it. I have all the evidence that you are a shill and a sick piece of shit, disgusting human being. It goes well beyond the fact that you create a PEDO vibe. When you guys watched that woman get beaten and then you all smiled and laughed and made jokes, that pretty much painted you out to be one of the most disgusting humans who ever existed. Your fans saw it, your subscribers saw it, which is why you took it down. There's nothing you can do to make me out to be the bad guy while you sat there and watched a woman get beaten and made jokes. I didn't do that. I called you out for doing that, you son of a bitch.
Along with it, because you guys like that kind of shit. So good, keep liking it, and you're not going to be following me for very long, I'll tell you that much. I'll boot you as fast as I can.
Exactly.
So here's Jaren threatening to boot you off of his comments or out of his chat if you support me in the truth. If you call out Jaren for his absolutely terrible Baby Truther stream where they watch Kelsey shuffle dancing and then they watched a woman get beaten while they make jokes, if you even bring it up or mention it, he will block you, he will ban you. It doesn't have anything to do with me. If you say, Jaren, I watched that stream where you made jokes while a woman gets beaten, he will block you and ban you. Just keep that in mind.
And I feel the same way. And that's another thing, guys. You need to pay attention to the people, literally the accounts that come out of the freaking woodwork from nowhere. And I mean nowhere. You look at these people, like half of these people, I have no idea who any of them are.
Well, you know who I am. I didn't come from nowhere. You showed up to my Flat Earth gathering in Denver, Bob. Yeah, I put on a Flat Earth gathering in Denver. I picked the place. I picked the time. Bob Knodel showed up and tried to make it all about him and his fake-ass AE map. He even started walking around to people and talking about that shit, too. So Bob Knodel tried to take over my own Flat Earth gathering by showing up and making it all about him and Globebusters. Same thing with ODD. So These dudes right here are agents. It is their job to do this. It is their job to do damage control and protect the cult. How many times did you hear Bob mention the community, the community, the community? That is what is most important to them, is the cult community. If the cult community turns on these people and unsubscribe, you will see them go away. These people will not exist if the cult would wake up and unsubscribe. So their job is going to be to say, Jake the asshole's the bad guy. Unsub from Jake the asshole because he's causing division in the community. Wah! Yep, I'm going to divide your community, your cult community. I'm going to destroy it. That is my goal. Destroy your cult and repair the truth movement.
And I look through all of these people, whenever hit pieces are going on, all these accounts that I've never seen before in the community are there. Oh yeah, that guy is a shill. I never did trust him, all this stuff. These are more J-Trig support. They're there to, to be the crowd, burn them, burn them, burn them. Let's do this. Let's take them all down. And you guys are falling for it because you're falling into the crowd mentality, right? The ridiculous crowd mentality.
No, it's not a ridiculous crowd mentality. There's a crowd of people who hate you because you guys watched a woman get beaten while making jokes. We saw Jaron and Dirth and Alex Stein and Kelsey sit there and watch a woman get beaten for several minutes while they make jokes. Those are despicable human beings, Bob, and I don't want them in the truth movement. There is an actual truth movement. There are good people actually making good content. You are not one of them. Jaron is not one of them. Alex Stein is not one of them. Kelsey is not one of them. The people who you are sticking up for are absolute shitbags, and the reason that you're sticking up for them is because you are an absolute shitbag.
And these guys are too dumb to even see, well, where the hell did all these people come from? All of a sudden that they're not their normal subs. And this happens, I've seen it happen on RV's channel. I've seen it happen on every single one of these. These people are coming out of nowhere. Why? Because their job is when people start turning on each other, it is their job to do this, right?
That didn't make any sense, bro. I have had my channel since 2016. I used to support you guys. I used to like Jaron's channel. I used to watch Globebusters. You guys supported me. And I was tricked into believing that AE map was right. I was part of your cult community. I figured out what you guys were doing and what you were up to. And when I exposed that map was wrong, that's when I really found out what type of disgusting shitbags you are, because you both attacked me and you both attacked me personally. And none of you ever debunked anything I said as far as that map goes. Jaron never debunked me. Bob never debunked me. Eric never debunked me. You know why? It's because the AE map is wrong and they cannot prove it right. Instead, they make up excuses. Well, reflections off the dome. The sun looks like it's coming up from the south and setting to the south because it's an upside down reverse reflection off the dome. These guys use the wrong map to this day, even though it's been debunked by me, other flat earthers, and Globers. The Globers have debunked that map so many times. These guys still use that map to this day while making excuse after excuse, such as, it's the best that we got. The best that you got has been debunked, and you still use it.
And it is going on everywhere. It's just ridiculous. And so if you want to follow that kind of nonsense, then follow it. But otherwise, I would just, say to you that you need to really evaluate the type of information these idiots are putting out. And if you think that I've done anything that even remotely resembles what they're claiming I have that is damaging this truth movement so much, or Jaron or anybody else, then you know what? You would be a fool to follow us, right?
Yeah, anyone who does follow you is a fool. Anyone who follows Globebusters, Jaron, or Fat Ass Bob, the stars of the Behind the Curve documentary hit piece. Yeah, you're an absolute buffoon, a fool, a motherfucking stupid ass if you follow these people. Straight up. If you follow Bob or Jaron or Deep Inside the Rabbit's Butthole or Alex Stein or the Baby Truther Show, if you follow any of this shilly bullshit after what I showed you, then yeah, you're stupid. You are a fool.
You would be. But hopefully your sense of discernment is a little bit better. And, when you listen to this bullshit, you'll see it for exactly what it is. And you'll see somebody like Jake here, for example, with this little, Mad Hatter hat on. I mean, this guy is clear-cut. He's got little dick syndrome is what he has.
Little dick syndrome. Okay, well then you have big fat ass syndrome, Bob. Yeah, so Bob likes to claim I have little dick syndrome because I don't like watching people make fun of a woman get beaten. Because it makes my skin crawl when I watch Deep Inside the Rabbit's Butthole smile and laugh and make jokes while a woman gets beaten. Because it bothers me and makes my skin crawl and I expose it. Yeah, it must be because I have little dick syndrome, right, fat ass Bob?
He's a little bitty dude. He's like 5 foot nothing. And he's recently challenged Fight the Flat Earth to a fist fight, right? The guy's in a freaking wheelchair, right? Yeah, he's a jerk. But so that's how, Jake, I'm going to beat you up, man. And this is how he makes himself feel better.
So here he's sticking up for Fight the Flat Earth Craig. Holy shit, Globebusters just stuck up for Fight the Flat Earth Craig, a professional globe cuck. Yeah, I challenged a professional globe cuck to a fist fight because he calls himself Fight the Flat Earth and he's a no good scumbag shill as well, so I challenged him to a fist fight. He's not in a wheelchair. He's a liar. He lied about being a war veteran because he was, quote, very high on opioids and stressful. So here you have Bob Knodel sticking up for Craig from Fight the Flat Earth, who has a professional globe cuck channel, because I challenged him to a fight. Bob Knodel is literally trying to convince you that Jake the Asshole is a bad guy because I challenged a professional globe cuck and liar and a shill to a fist fight. And his reasoning is because the guy's in a wheelchair. No, he's not. He is not in a fucking wheelchair. None of his videos is he in a wheelchair. Plenty of his videos, he's up and standing and moving around. Doesn't seem to be in any pain whatsoever whenever he's on camera. But Bob Knodel here thinks it's perfectly cool to stick up for a professional globe cuck with a channel called Globebusters. What does that tell you? What does that tell you right there?
This with Thomas, Thomas, wherever his name is, this clown that he's with, they're just sitting there bashing everybody. It is so ridiculous. And I'm not saying don't listen to their stuff, because you know what? Jake has put out some great stuff, but he's also put out a bunch of shit too.
That's debatable. I've put out a lot of great stuff, way better stuff than the Globebusters channel or Jaron's channel. And if you look at all the stuff I put out, I don't just talk about you shitbags. I talk about lots of stuff. In fact, I have tons of video content on both my channels. I have the Jake the Asshole channel, and I have a backup channel, Jake Gibson. And on both my channels, I make a ton of different content. I do not just focus in on you shitbags. Just yesterday, there's a video of me slapping some bass guitar. I don't mention any of you shitbags. And a few weeks ago, I made a video exposing 9/11. Even though it's an old conspiracy, I still feel it's necessary to expose it. I showed Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage back in 1989 talking about the Twin Towers coming down. I also do anti-COVID videos. I don't see you guys doing a whole lot of that. So if you look at the content I do create, there's 1,000 times more truth content on my channel than there is on your stupid Globebusters channel or on Jaron's channel. And all you have to do is go visit my channel and scroll down the list of videos. Go visit either one of my channels. You will see I have a very diverse bunch of content, lots of different subjects. I don't just focus in on the shills. Now, I do focus on the shills from time to time, because if I don't, then you motherfuckers go running wild. So I can't have you running wild in the truth movement. So from time to time, I am going to bust your balls.
As have a lot of these people. So, and I really don't know what gets into people. I really don't. But if you are stupid enough to buy into it, then fine. Buy into it, go away, leave us alone, and let the community be. And the rest of us that, consider ourselves sane will proceed forward. Right? And that's basically what I want to say about this, because honestly, anybody that supports this, and everybody wants to see a big train wreck, right? Not really. Not when it tears down this community, especially not in this period of time when it is so important for us to be cohesive, for us to be together. And if Jaron has a different way of presenting information than I do, great. Because as I've said a million times, you never know when somebody's going to have a different approach that you're going to relate to. Jaron does that. I do that. John does it. All of us have our own special way of presenting things. And, God forbid we should ever make an okay symbol or something like that. That, oh my God, that means we're absolutely, satanic shills and it's just ridiculous, guys. Come on. I mean, please unsubscribe from these clowns if they do that, especially if that turns into the bulk of their work. They need to go, honestly. I'm not telling you who you can watch and who you can't watch, but I'm saying that you really do need to use a little bit of discernment, because if this is all that their channel has turned into, is bashing everybody else, then it's not doing anybody any good. Unless, of course, you believe it, then more power to you.
My channel isn't dedicated to just you, shitbag. Again, anyone can go visit my channel and see all the content I create. I have created a plethora of content that has nothing to do with you, shitbag. And so then you went on to tell people they should unsubscribe from me for calling you out for being a shitbag. No, they're not going to do that. You see, people subscribe to me because I tell the truth and because I call out shitbags. So the exact opposite happened. The day I called out the Baby Truther show, I actually picked up some new subs. Many of them came over and said, Jake, you were right. Those guys are shills. I wish I would have noticed earlier. Jake, I wish I would have listened to you earlier about Jaron and Deep Inside the Rabbit's Butthole. Those guys are sick. They watched a woman get beaten and they made jokes. And those people I welcomed to my channel and said, you don't have to worry about that shit over here. I don't do anything like that. Welcome to the asshole team. So you can tell people to unsubscribe from me all you want, Bob, but if they ever come over and visit my channel and actually watch my content, chances are they're going to like me. They're going to like me a lot.
Okay? So there you have it. Anybody else have anything on it?
I just think it's super gamma male.
Yeah, it really is. It so is. And this all started out with Eric Dubé. And we've said a million times, we have tried so many times to reach out to Eric and, be friends. And of course, he's got his shill wall of shame. And, he's got hit pieces on virtually every freaking one of us. And it's just amazing how the shit literally rolls downhill. Well, in some ways, he almost deserves this, right? Even though Jake is completely way out in left field. But, it was pretty stupid, him dressing up as a woman and doing this stuff. Now, am I saying he's a shill? No, I don't think he's a shill. I just think he's an idiot sometimes and makes some bad decisions. But he is a great flat earth researcher, all right?
So here you have Bob promoting Eric Dubé. You see, that's what Bob and Jaron do. They say nobody's a shill. They're just misguided. They make wrong decisions sometimes. So Jaron and Bob will say there's no such thing as a shill. Nobody's a shill. There are no government agents. Everyone in the flat earth cult community is a regular person, 100% shill free. So here you have Bob sticking up for Eric, and he admits that it was kind of an idiotic move to dress like a lady, but then he goes on to basically stick up for Eric and say he's a great researcher. Meanwhile, Eric is just as big of a shill. He's Captain Shill of the Flat Earth in my book. He's the Alex Jones of the Flat Earth. And he promotes the broken and debunked AE map while dressing like a lady and loving Hitler. So any new person who comes along and finds Eric Dubé, what's the first thing they see? Oh, he likes to wear dresses. He loves Hitler. And he's a vegan. Who in the fuck wants to follow a man like that? Not me. And not any normal person who looks into Flat Earth for the first time, which is exactly why they have Eric in the movement, so he can drive people away from the topic.
That's the kind of stuff that you want to take and keep, and all the shill calling, you want to discard it, right? And say, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to hear that. Let them know that you don't want to hear that, because it's not productive and it is not conducive to our mission as truth seekers.
It's conducive to my mission as a truth seeker. So Bob is giving you instructions that if you do come to my channel and listen to me, the minute I start talking about shills, you should stop listening to me. So you should only listen to me when I don't talk about shills. But when I do talk about shills, Bob wants you to not listen to me. That's because when I do talk about shills, I bust son of a bitch shills like fat ass Bob. So of course Bob doesn't want you to listen to me when I bust shills like Bob.
It doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. I mean,
It
we
helps
have
me,
enough to
and
battle.
it helps my subscribers.
With the social media influencers without having to deal with our own community coming down and people, coming in pretending to so innocently ask, oh, well, what do you guys think about such and such? I heard he was a shill and I heard this. It's like, if I see people like that asking questions like that in my chat, you're gone. I don't want to even hear or see that stuff. And I will enforce that in any chat that I'm a moderator in.
So now you can't even question who is or is not a shill, otherwise they will ban you. So you can't even ask a simple shill question in their chat, otherwise they'll ban you. Yet another wonderful reason to watch the Globebusters show. You got Jaron here, who watches a woman get beaten and laughs and makes jokes. You have Bob Knodel here, the star of Behind the Curve documentary, where he said he measured the Earth's rotation. And then you also have drug addict E-beggar Morguile in the mix. What a wonderful crew of Globebusters. Man, I bet you guys just can't wait to go on over there and listen to their next stream after what you just heard on this stream, right? This stream was just so awesome. I bet you can't wait to go on over there and subscribe for more of this awesome truth, right? According to Bob, you better ditch me and you better go on over there. I'm talking about shills. Talking about shills hurts the community. Wah.